What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Game Show Invitational Game 2 between Burden United and Moscow 5, who Moscow 5 currently have a one-game advantage. We'll see if BU can bring it to a Game 3, although they are running with yet a different player again. It's going to be Solitude this time, standing for BU instead of Kuroky. But either way, I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Heflamoke for this Game 2. And, well, we've seen a couple of questionable plays from BU in the last game. Hopefully they've tightened those screws up, because Moscow 5, even with these stand-ins, seems pretty solid.
Well, I don't know why Kuroky is like out. We still have Zai and now Solitude. Maybe they were like, man, you drafted yourself a freaking Rubik and it didn't work out, so get the hell away, you know? I don't know.
That is definitely what happened.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It didn't happen any other way. Solitude, I don't remember when I last casted him. He's been like around, I think, for a long time, but I don't remember what team he was last on, and I don't even remember if he's on team anymore, honestly.
Is he actively in a team right now? Yeah,
I don't know. Like,
it's
been a long time. The name is familiar. It definitely is, but I just don't remember where it was from.
Well, I actually have to check. Maybe I'll find it on the side while we look into the draft. So let's see what we got, because I mean, Winter Ribbon had a big impact last game, and that's something they ban out straight away. They don't want to go against it. They don't want to draft it themselves. They go for something that is very common in this meta, just not when we see Burden United, apparently. Yesterday we had only one Queen of Pain, and not with too much impact, but now it's the first pick. Moscow 5, they also stick to the old guns. Shadow Fiend coming out, and +1 whatever support. I mean, their Witch Dog, they love their Witch Dog. They love their Spirit Breaker, but that's going to be something that we're going to see a third or fourth pick, if even.
Yeah, but either way, Shadow Fiend versus the Queen of Pain is the opening. Presumably both those heroes will go towards the mid lane, and most of the time it's going to be a pretty even lane there. Shaker as a follow-up, perhaps. Going to be a pick here for Moscow 5, getting a long-range initiating stun to lock down the Queen of Pain, if only for a little bit of time, and you can get some very easy kills in the early game from there. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Shaker take this second spot from Moscow 5. Other than that, though, it honestly doesn't matter. As long as it is a support hero, or as long as their support heroes have stuns, and Rubik does, they will be fine. You need some CC to deal with that Queen of Pain, and though Telekinesis isn't the best, it definitely gets a lot better when you actually level it up, Kuro.
Yep, and we see a Rubik again, but unfortunately, I mean, I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but I mean, seeing Kuroky on a Rubik is always kind of art, because it's really the highest art of Rubik plays. It didn't work out last game, but I mean, the solo plays he did in certain situations, you see that he's really high level on that goddamn hero. However, we have it now on Moscow 5 side. I'm wondering who actually picks it up. Is that a mind control hero? Is that something for... we have to see.
Yeah, I mean, big mind control. We're playing the support heroes in the last game. I would be completely fine if Moscow 5 felt the need to give mind control a Shadow Fiend, because, well, he plays a mean one of those. But honestly, with stand-ins, doesn't really matter. You just juggle them however you want and hope for the best. Honestly, last game wasn't really the best game for Rubik. Like, he was constantly trying to steal skills from the Spirit Breaker, and like, you could get another strike. Ideally, you could get a charge, which might be good, but most of the time, you're getting like you're getting the empowering haste, and that doesn't do anything. So it's a rough game for... It was a rough game for Kuroky, just because Rubik didn't really fit in that great. But we're in secondary ban phase now. Lots of offlane hate. Throwing a bounty hunter there for good measure. Clockwork, though, still in the pool, and it seems like both sides really just want to get rid of those offlaners.
Yeah, it really looks like it. They just don't want to have something. I don't know. Maybe they say like, hey, offlane is our weakest link, so we just, yeah, you know, draft everything against it. The Earthshaker is now coming out. Actually, it was a response after the Rubik, which means now the Rubik is going to be happy, because stealing Fisher is something that's very easy to do. Sometimes we also see Rubiks actually telekinesing an Earthshaker right after a Blink Echo Slam, and then turning around with an Echo Slam. Plays like that. We have to see how fast Rubik is on his buttons. But yeah, the Earthshaker, I'm not so sure about this. Usually it's a very common pick that you can set up in so many combinations. It's very nice for laning, especially in choke points, where you can just block someone completely in. Right now, we have no idea what's actually coming on top of that. We have no PL banned out, so I can see definitely a PL happening for either team as a core, because both of the teams usually ban him out. This time, the bans are a total mess, which means we have the PL still available.
And PA. which maybe a
NPA.
little bit less of a chance to see her, but hey, I'm always down with that. Right now, there's no real need for any specific hero, so it's just up to the team's discretion. Like, honestly, the openings for both sides, very similar. It is going to be that Clockwork to get some initiation on the board, which we did see BU struggle with their lack of in the last game. Shaker is okay initiation, but it's not necessarily a Clockwork. If they get some way to actually start these fights, they'll be in such a better position compared to where they were in the last game. But it's hard to beat a Clockwork, honestly. Like, Moscow 5, as long as this Clockwork doesn't get completely smashed in lane, and even if he does, like, he'll be able to initiate, at the very least, in some way, shape, or form for the Shadow Fiend to follow up.
Yeah, absolutely. So Clockwork is something that the Earthshaker does not like at all. He's not very amused. Unfortunately, the cast time of Fisher, for example, is higher than the ticks of Battery Assault. So if the Clockwork actually finds the Earthshaker, that's always a horrible death to watch. We have a Darkseer, so that's our offlane we're gonna get there. I love the Darkseer at the moment. The reduced cooldown on the wall makes it so much more convenient. Picking up the wall earlier, utilizing it already, it's lasting longer. And yesterday we had 2 games, I think, with Darkseer, and in one of them we had really seen the full potential. 4-man walls, 5-man walls, those illusions were doing half the damage in all those fights. Was completely insane, and I hope we're gonna see some Burn United plays like this.
Well, they have potential for some pretty heavy wombo comboing, like Vacuum into Shaker or Queen of Pain's skills. No matter what those skills are, is pretty much guaranteed to hurt. And Darkseer versus Clockwork, if it does come down to those two in lane, which it may not, but if it does, should be a pretty even lane either way. And I would say Darkseer, slightly more competent hero in the 1v3 matchup or 1v2 matchup should there be dual lanes. So yeah, Darkseer, a pretty solid pickup right now. I'd like to see them actually get some value out of a Surge. Like having a Earthshaker Surge in is not too impressive. Having someone like a Rubik Surge in, now that's something to be scared of in the early game. But Moscow 5, they grab a Dazzle right now. A little bit more minus armor for the later stages of the game. I mean, it's a Dazzle. It doesn't really have any great combos just yet. So Rubik, Dazzle, kind of low damage support heroes.
Yeah, the Dazzle, not so sure if I really like it. It's nice against the Queen of Pain burst, as well as if you get it off before the Earthshaker one. Other than that, I don't really like it. We have to see if there's coming anything on the 5th pick, but to be honest, the 5th pick has to be something still core-ish. So I don't see a good combination except for a PL. So I can totally see the PL right now for safe lane, Dazzle Rubik, tri-lane, the Clockwork in the offlane, Shadow Fiend in the mid. That is very, very traditional. That's so old school that nothing can go really wrong with it unless you get totally outplayed. On the other side, what's coming now here with the Queen of Pain? You still want to have some physical core. Them building in a PL, I'm not really sure if that works for their setup.
Yeah, it's going to be at least a little bit weaker. It's a Templar Assassin again from them. I guess this time, like, there's no Viper on the other end, so TA versus any given hero in lane, not going to be too bad. In fact, they might even want to give TA safe lane farm, although TA versus Shadow Fiend isn't too terrible either. This TA is at least going to be a little more resistant than in the last game, seeing as though there was a Viper in her lane in the last game. BU just looking for that last support hero and maybe just get a little bit more stunning action so they actually get some TA some action in the early stages. In fact, BU going to ban out the Viper. They really want to protect this TA as best they can, but honestly, like, TA as a 4th pick right here, I don't see anything spectacular going for this hero.
No, and also, like, does the TA actually push the Queen of Pain out of the mid? So we have the Shadow Fiend TA duel, and the Queen of Pain is going in a solo safe lane, while we have something else now going in a tri lane, or we have the Darkseer alone, and we have the Queen of Pain Earthshaker plus X. It's a pretty strange approach, I have to say. It's exactly the opposite for Moscow 5, because they draft very traditionally right now, and I still think the PL would be an amazing thing, because it's the only agility core right now I can think of that has a nice combination with the Dazzle, as in like the multiple Shadow Weave target burst, pretty much. So PL, the only thing the PL has to fear is pretty much the Earthshaker, Echo Slam, but with the new Doppelganger, like, you only really get caught if you're careless.
Maybe a Slardar for Moscow 5, just get some more minus armor on the board. Like, having a Rubik into Slardar crush is pretty legit.
Oh, Jesus.
Or that. You know,
or that, the
that's
Husker.
good too, I guess.
That's okay, that's the combination. Like, I was, like, when I was looking at the Dazzle, I was always thinking about like the, get more targets on it, get the Shadow Weave burst going. But of course, having the Shallow Crave plus a Husker is absolutely insane because he's dishing out damage like beyond the 0 mark of his HP pool, and that's completely insane. He's hitting in a crazy frequency. He does literally not get any damage from a magical source, and if you do it right and he armlet toggles, for example, then he even survives certain things unless there's a damage over time on him. So that actually could work out. Right now, the only team in the competitive scene that actually on a regular basis utilizes Husker is MVP Hot 6. I even had Jerax on my show, I think 2 weeks ago, before I went to the Serbian LAN, where we talked about Husker and the role in the scene, that nobody is actually using it. And for example, the Chinese players at the moment are completely shocked when there's a Husker coming. They just don't expect it. We have to see if Burden United reacts the same way. Like, how can they actually answer to a Husker? Because TA is right now screwed. Husker is good against refractions. Queen of Pain after the blink is the same, and all the others, they also die pretty fast from a Husker, to be honest.
I mean, physical damage is the way you want to go. Pure damage also, if you can get your hands on it, and Queen of Pain does a decent job there, but it's going to be a Spirit Breaker for BU's last pick. Come with me playing that lighter 4-position Spirit Breaker, and, well, I mean, it's an okay hero just to get on top of Huskar, try to bash him, and if you could 1-for-1 yourself, get rid of Spirit Breaker, get rid of Huskar at the same time as BU, you're going to be more or less okay with that, but... And it's going to be difficult to deal with this Huskar, and as you said, like, there are teams that just don't think of Huskar ever. He does have his place, and if the enemy team is, light on CC, light on physical damage output, then that might be the perfect game for Huskar. It makes sense now that they banned out the Ancient Apparition, would have just shut this Huskar down cold, no pun intended, but right now, it's not the worst game in the world for Huskar, but I could definitely see better ones. Like, up against a Darkseer especially, just Surge makes Life Break so bad. But either way, Moscow 5 are a game ahead, so now's the time to mess around with your picks if there ever is one. Axmo is going to be handling the Clockwork going up towards the top lane. Bignum's playing the Rubik. Tibbs on the Shadow Fiend. We've got Mind Control on the support. Dazzle and YOLO is going to be on the Huskar, and they're going to be wrapping around the Darkseer, or come with me, potentially even both. Zai's in a terrible position right now. Come with me, though. Zoning Bignum out. Both these two melee heroes, they're very tanky, but are they tanky enough? Lift up onto Zai. He needs Surge, like, right now, but will he get out in time? He has Burning Spears on him, lots of damage as well. It's going to be close, but I think he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be fine. There's still 2 stacks of Burning Spear. Actually, it's getting him quite low, but it's not enough for a kill. To be honest, he's gonna head back to the fountain. That's the best thing he can do at the moment. And to be honest, I'm not really sure if that engagement was good for Moscow 5, because now the Shadow Fiend is gonna be caught in skilling races first, which is something you usually don't want to do. Axmo just soaked some mana off the Queen of Pain right now. Oh, by the way, we should also introduce the Burden United side. Solitude is going to play the TA right now. The Darkseer who went back to the fountain, that's Mr. Zai. Behind him, that's My Nuts. I love that. And, well, Come With Me is on the Spirit Breaker.
And he's right now sitting in the off lane, although I'm pretty sure it's just to grab the first wave of experience. Zai Darkseer, definitely a thing, as that's the role, first of all, that he normally plays. I don't think there's ever been a time where Zai has played a carry like in last game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't exactly follow him that closely. But this is probably going to be a little bit more up Zai's alley right now, as he is going to get potentially a little help from Come With Me. But man, sending Ion Shells down the wave into a Huskar, it's not exactly what you want to be doing. Also, sending the Courier in like that. What are you doing, Solitude? The Courier is going to take 1 hit. Now Bignum's in a perfect position to snipe it. This should be a Courier kill. I mean, maybe it was going to die anyway because Bignum was in the right position, but still, that was a pretty bad slip-up of Micro.
Yeah, I think something's wrong with his keyboard, but also, talking about something wrong, Axmo, well, he still has the cogs, but my nuts are actually in the cogs, and now we have improvement, just going for the right clicks. One more is pretty much needed, and he can't get through. That tree actually sealing the deal here. And you're painting on a map as well, so yeah, we would just do it like this, so nobody sees.
Perfect Fissure block from Nuts. I don't think that was the intention to get a wall off that was that far, but Fissure is a pretty big skill, so hey, whatever works in the end, right? My Nuts gonna grab a kill for this top lane Queen of Pain, or for himself rather, but also helping out this Queen of Pain. And this is already a pretty good matchup for the Quap. Like, if you get 2
but
points
talking about it, look
Zai.
at Zai. Zai is definitely down. He wanted to do something on YOLO, and now actually he's getting charged up. There are stick charges, there is a salve, and He's level 1, so he's not in a very good position. He has to eat through, but one more right click, and that's pretty much it. Even Bignum has to be careful. It's not enough for level 2. Level 2 would have been interesting with the Crater Bash now on Bignum, but one more second till the telekinesis comes out. The Husker is already back to lane. If he TPs right now, there's the charge, there's the heal for Mind Control.
70%! Got him!
17%. Jesus, he's going even for more. He's now under the tower. There's YOLO doing some damage, but Zai will just search him up, and he's pretty much out of here.
Mind Control's still really damaged right now. Does Zai really want to go in for this? No, I think he's just going to cut the creep wave. Actually getting into a man fight with YOLO. Decides against it, is going to surge out, but this burning spear is going to hurt a bunch, but Mind Control, he got baited. Let's see that 17% roll again. Come With Me has Ion Shell on him, and Mind Control gonna get bailed out by Bignum this time, but this Huskar, he's doing decent damage, but that's about all he's doing, and it looks like everyone else from BU going to retreat out of there. No problem whatsoever. Actually, no, Come With Me. Okay, gotta get that CS, I suppose. Put himself at a pretty big risk, though. Bignum doesn't have a telekinesis, not for another 5 seconds. While that was happening, they also got a kill on Tib. I can only assume that was a fissure block into just TA follow-up, but either way, across all the lanes now, BU are getting some blood.
This was such a messy fight. Now they actually have a charge here on YOLO with a regeneration rune, the best rune you can find in that situation here. Zai's trying to catch up. There's no Iron Shell on the Spirit Breaker, so that doesn't really work out. But what they do is exactly the right thing to do. They shut down. Oh, never mind. Axmo also top line dying. He used his stake, and now Minards actually doesn't get a cast through. Improvement. Well, he only has those right clicks, but it is enough. Minards actually surviving with 37 HP. But yeah, back to that bottom fight. It's the right thing to do at the moment for Burden United, because the Husker is the biggest impact hero, potential snowball impact hero for Moscow 5. Shutting him down very early, it's exactly what you want.
Man, and also it's just the Earthshaker shutting down, or at least slowing down the mid lane and top lane at the same time. It's 3 pushing 4 minutes in the game, and this guy has arcane boots. I've never seen that much farm on an Earthshaker. Like, it is only 4 minutes in the game, so I don't know if we can even call this a lot of farm, but man, this guy's loaded. Just being able to throw out those fissures, like, as pseudo-harassment is a big deal, and, well, Come With Me is going to find Mind Control. Not quite going to get cliffed, but he's still on the chase, although I don't really think he should be. This Shaker has been doing some overtime work, as has the Spirit Breaker, so both the cows in this game, man, gotta fear him, and Minuts might actually be rotating towards mid once again to get onto Tib. TA, not quite that level 6 mark yet. Once they have the traps, then killing off the Shadow Fiend gets a lot easier.
Yep.
Oh, they're gonna go for it anyway. There's a charge.
Yep.
And Come With Me is guaranteed to connect with this one. Let's see if they force any TPs. That's really their best case scenario, unless they get like several 17% rolls, because Tib has a DD rune. Lands one raise, gets stalled up with the second one because of the fissure. And now it's going to be the Earthshaker in a bad position right now, because Bignum has his escape path walled off. Or does he? Okay, no. Nuts is still here with another fissure at the ready. They do have Psionic Traps this time, and another charge coming in. Double damage be damned. They're going to go right in, chain stun him pretty much perfectly with the charge. Tib not going to get anything off, and he's going to try to bottle it out, and he will successfully do so. Trying for Solitude, and it may be enough. Well, Solitude's going to run right into the Rubik. Can't quite get that bottle off in time. Also doesn't have Meld, so Rubik will kill off the TA, but it's still a pretty big kill, and well, Nuts going to get dragged back into the tower, but he should be fine.
Yeah, he still has a fissure, so there is no danger whatsoever. Also, Bignum saying thank you, because that was a nice chunk of XP right there for him, getting the TA with, I don't know, a level difference of almost 3 levels, so that's definitely some nice influx. So, top. Well, the Axmo really has the biggest problem at the moment is just getting that permanent harass. If Queen of Pain was level 6, he would have been dead right now, because even the Shadow Strike on level 2 brings him down on decentish HP for the Queen of Pain to just drop her ultimate, and that's pretty much the end of the story. He has no stats whatsoever, only a stick, 500 gold on top of it, so that poor clockwork is really, really poor.
Well, he's getting some CS. 17 CS is a lot better than what I would expect given the scenario, but yeah, still not exactly where you want to be as a clockwork. Zai, he is not doing that hot in the bottom lane, but up against the Huskar, as pretty much to be expected. Come With Me is going to run to Mind Control. Very low HP Mind Control. Gets a 17% roll. Bignum has it lift up right now, but it's too late. He doesn't even try to cliff Come With Me. Mind Control's already dead, and he gets a free one, Come With Me.
Yep, easy kills at the moment for Burden United. I think, I don't know, the responses in last game were so much better by Moscow 5. At the moment, they just crumble under all that pressure, and I think the next targets might be that Husker. He's on a very low HP. He has 2 points, of course, in the Berserker's Blood, but instead, oh, they're gonna charge Bignum here. There's the telekinesis, but he's stunned already. Like, with all that Iron Shell and everything. No, they go for YOLO instead. His own illusion is hitting him, but he's turning it around. And look at this, like with the sticks used, my nuts definitely going down just from the damage over time. Big Gnome will die to the Iron Shell, and now it's only mind control on the lane. There are 2 Iron Shells running around. The charge is not ready, and he also has no HP whatsoever. I don't think they're gonna follow up. It's a 1-for-2 trade. A bit close. That Come With Me did not have any Searing Spears there. But yeah, still, it's a good trade for Burden United, nevertheless.
Fantastic trade for BU. Killing off the Huskar there, like, at this early stage, this is where you want to be killing off the Huskar, since Berserker's Blood isn't really that great yet. His armor level is really low, and hey, if you have that Iron Shell damage, which is maxed out, it's going to be adding up quite quickly. Mind Control, though, he's going to run to Zai. He has a Grave, so he's not going to immediately die. I don't think Big Gnome's Lift is really going to help out Mind Control enough, although lift him up, oh, that's not the direction you want to drag him in. A couple more Mind Control, Ion Shell ticks, that's a kill. Now Big Gnome finds himself mono versus a Darkseer, and this punch is going to hurt. YOLO has a life break right now. I don't know if that slow is going to do it. It's going to be so close, Zai. He's going to have another surge, charging forward for Big Gnome. One more spear, though, is going to connect, and YOLO's going to collect that kill. Zai biting off a little bit more than he can chew, perhaps, but still takes a lot of heroes to bring him down.
I mean, that was really miscommunication. I think that nobody needed to die here. I think the telekinesis would have saved the Dazzle, putting him in the right direction if he was greedy. If Zai was even greedier, he would have followed up with a surge and then ran directly into the Huskar. That way, all 3 of them would have been alive. That way, they lost the Dazzle, and Zai's little dive there was not completely in vain. This way, he trades one-on-one, and he's, I guess, kind of happy with it, I guess, because he also applies some pressure on the lane. Talking about pressure on the lane, Mrs. Queen of Pain is already working on a tier 1 tower. Axmo is not contesting that. He's been driven out of lane all the time. He's not even level 6. He's missing the complete creep wave that was on the tower. That was his potential level 6, and therefore the hookshot coming in. My nuts approaching also that area, which means they want to go for the clockwork before he's level 6.
I don't know if it's quite going to be in time, however. Should a Fissure land, they definitely have enough damage to kill off this Clockwork. Not instantly, even with the Sonic Wave, but it will eventually bring him down. Yeah, Clockwork not quite at the level 6, and Nuts wants to shut him down one more time before the clock reaches that level. Axmo's going to be pretty defensively positioned right now, but he is, I think, spotted by this Observer Ward, should be right in range. And oh, they're going to blink right in. Fissure's going to connect Sonic Wave Scream. Okay, well, it is enough to instantly kill the Clockwork. I'm going to eat my words, and they're going to be delicious. But Solitude, he's going to be in a lot of trouble because he's completely surrounded by 4 heroes. He's going to get lifted. He has a meld, but there's a sentry on the deck. Come with me. He's going to land the charge onto YOLO. Gets a bash as well. Nice Fissure from Minots off to the side. And they're all getting ground down by the Ion Shells. YOLO's fighting to the death, but his death is coming soon, as is Tib. No trap activation, but the Ion Shell will do its job, and the Huskar dies. Darkseer is going to die in base. Got out in time, but the Burning Spears collect 2 kills for YOLO. Yet still for BU, with TA getting collapsed upon like that, the fact that they got any kills is pretty amazing.
Yep, I mean, he did the right thing. This is exactly what I said in the draft. Like, that was the combo I was not thinking of, the Shallow Crave plus the Huskar just dishing out, stacking up to 4 charges on of Burning Spears on you. That way he got still 2 kills. Only problem is, if you really do it that way, and you die all before, then nobody even gets experience. Tribute from all of that. That's the biggest problem. So yes, you get the goal and everything, and the heroes die, but yeah, no XP for anyone. And this was a, I don't know, it looked like a solid gank. Talking about solid gank, there is a charge on Axmo. He is level 6 if he wants to. The cogs are coming out. No, actually, he's charging around, but this, I think, was the wrong move. Now he finds himself on that wrong side. Well, YOLO is coming in, gets already rid of the Earthshaker. It's a one-on-one trade at the moment, but nice rotations coming from both sides. I think they're both ready to fight in case they want to.
We have Meld being stolen by Rubik. It's not the highest level skill, only level 2, but it is a great one for Rubik to steal given his range. Yeah, BU commit a lot to that Clockwork, and Moscow 5 make a pretty, daring turnaround there, but ultimately it does it is pretty even as far as the trade is concerned. A little bit more gold going towards Moscow 5 side, given how much farm this Earthshaker has been getting, but outside of that, Zai hasn't touched that fight. He's on the bottom lane, he's pushing this one out by cutting the creep wave, and Moscow 5, if they send 1 hero down to this bottom lane to defend this tower, unless it's the Huskar, it's just not going to be enough. So they need 2. They also need Big Gnome to not die right now. He has an Echo Slam. He's going to get the lift up onto Come With Me. Could have seen that one coming. Echo Slam being used not for that much damage. Nether Strike going to connect. But the Spirit Breaker stopped cold by the Rubik. It's exactly what we saw in the last game from Kuroky. So I'm pretty sure they should have seen that one coming.
Yeah, I also think it was bad to waste the Nether Strike there because you only have a 20 seconds respawn timer. So if he comes back, he might actually find himself in need to charge in mid if there's a defense coming out by Burden United, and then he is happy to have the Nether Strike in the next fight. But this way, he's respawning right now, and he still has more than a minute cooldown on this one. Let's see, at the moment, it looks like a tier 1 tower trade as Queen of Pain takes top, and Moscow 5 is focusing on mid. I don't think anyone is contesting this, and also Zai at the moment happy just to farm that bottom lane. He has the mech almost finished, like, yeah. The buckler is there, the headdress is there, he just needs the recipe. He's even utilizing the enemy jungle, which is the right thing, but actually he might swallow that creed because, okay, never mind that. YOLO is not really jumping on him.
And the only person who can jump on him is Axmo, who's on the top lane, so yeah, Zai's gonna be just fine. I was about to say, like, the fact that he's so close to that mech might get him killed, and it almost did, but they took down the bottom lane tier 1, they took down the top tier 1 BU. In exchange for the mid tier 1, it's a pretty good trade for them, all things considered, and they are now getting ready to fight again, or at least they'll soon be ready to fight again with the Earthshaker's ultimate coming back off cooldown. They have another Nether Strike available on Come With Me. Moscow 5, they're sticking as a 5-man squad. Honestly, that's kind of out of necessity. If you're out all alone, you get charged, you get killed off, and that might be what we're seeing towards YOLO soon enough. No, they're not going to make that play just yet. They're okay with just letting this Queen of Pain get a little bit more farm. She is dangerously close to getting that Aghanim Scepter. That'll be one of the fastest ones I've seen.
Yep, and oh, that is potentially a hookshot on my nuts, but no, they do it completely blind. There is no vision whatsoever except on that pop hill around Roshan. That would have been a nice initiation on the Earthshaker. At least the Earthshaker would have been dead 100%. There's no force stuff, no nothing that could actually done something. Maybe the vacuum, since it's already level 3. But yeah, that hookshot missed, of course, doesn't do anything. Also right now, Burden United, it doesn't really feel they have any need to pressure that much more. They are on a solid 5k lead when it comes to net worth. They're beyond that even in experience and everything. Solitude is farming, utilizing everything. The Queen of Pain at the moment just focus on finishing that Aghanim Scepter, which is about 800 gold away right now. Once that Aghanim Scepter is coming out, I'm pretty sure they call for war, and then everybody will just start fighting.
Zai should have a level 2 wall by that point as well, so that wombo combo might come to pass. If Moscow 5 continuously clump up, then they will eventually get punished by a high-level Darkseer wall, Aghanim Scepter, Queen of Pain ult, things that you would rather not get hit by. They just picked up a Hand of Midas on the clockwork. It is only 14 minutes in the game. It feels like it's a lot later, honestly, given the amount of action that we've seen, but for Axmo, this is going to be a recovery Midas. Can't say I hate it, but at the same time, like, I don't know if he's actually going to have enough time to actually get value out of this Hand of Midas. It seems like the pressure is going to be swiftly coming to their base, and that is a scenario where Hand of Midas doesn't really do that much.
Absolutely. Well, we have to see what else is happening right now. As I said, Burden United doesn't feel like they're under pressure, so Moscow 5 maybe takes the initiative right now. The Huskar is close to that armlet, actually has the armlet done, just needs the courier to actually fly in, which might happen right now. In the meantime, they're going to focus here on the bottom tier 1 tower, and now, of course, the big question mark is, do we see some sort of defense here? At the moment, it doesn't really look like it. At least just the Earthshaker and Zai on the Darkseer is grouping up, but Come With Me, close now as well. Well, there's the telekinesis and a Fisher turnaround, but oh, he's getting instantly charged here, and another strike on top of it. My nuts can't really contribute anything, but oh, there's the beautiful combination wall into Fisher. Everything is slow. Now the Huskar is trying to go ham on my nuts, but he is settling at least for that 1 kill. Now he's charged. Come With Me actually locked in the trees. He has no way to eat out except for that Quelling Plate, but he's getting jumped instead. He can't really jump out. That's the 2nd kill, and then nice swap there, nice stick. And Solitude, no, that's not enough sticks. So it's a 2 for 4 trade. The tower barely getting any damage, and the Queen of Pain finally joining the fight, and that also should be the goal to finish her Aghanim Scepter.
First of all, that was a pretty ambitious, quote-unquote, initiation from the Rubik. Like, you go that far ahead of your team just so that you could use a fissure and potentially get a block off. That's pretty ambitious coming out from Bigum to start things off. But the combo there from BU, the vacuum into wall, connecting onto 3, straight into a fissure, that's in and of itself pretty damn nice. Added an Aghanim'd Sonic Wave, or a Sonic Wave on top of that. Not sure if it was Aghanim'd at the time, but add a Sonic Wave on top of that, and instantly Moscow 5, they're on the back foot. They did steal the Sonic Wave and did instantly throw it out, did an okay amount of damage there, but man, just not quite enough to actually bring that fight back to parity, and it's going to be BU to completely crushed that fight. Now with the Aghanim Scepter, now with the BKB on the Templar Assassin. Shaker unfortunately did go down, so his Blink Dagger is still pretty far away, but man, they feel comfortable enough just to go for a straight push. I don't know if they should, given that they don't have any of their cooldowns up, however. This may end up biting them in the ass if they get initiated upon by a hookshot.
Yeah, the hookshot actually could screw it, but you're right. Like it's the initiation at the moment that just doesn't feel right. Like we don't have hookshot initiation. That Fisher telekinesis combo of Bignum, in theory it was okay. The problem, it was just too far away. Like it took so long for the entire team to arrive there, while also Come With Me was around the corner to instantly respond, Bignum being taken out. And by the time, for example, the Husker used the first time his jump on someone, that was already wow. Anyway, Zai might now be in trouble here. There's a hookshot, but oh, nicely dodged. However, there's a telekinesis holding him in place, and the Cogs just seal the deal. That's a kill for the Dazzle, actually, who just puts in this Shadow Wave. Nice for him. Good for Moscow 5. Zai was way too farmed anyway.
And he didn't have a TP either, so Zai putting himself in a slightly bad position. This may cost BU this Roshan. Of course, it's so freaking obvious what's going on right now, since, well, I think anyone can figure this one out. There's a Shaker with a Fissure, Echo Slam coming available soon, and an Aghanim Scepter Sonic Wave. Yet with no Darkseer, I don't know if they could actually contest this. Huskar can pretty much clear this Roshan by himself if he really needed to, and BU, they are coming in, but they don't really have any great way of getting a charge through everyone. Fissure's stolen by Bignum, and that's going to mean that they cannot fight. Bignum can literally just wall off this entire fight. And, well, with Cogs there as well, you can't get through there. Come With Me is going to try, diving straight forward. Sonic Wave onto 5, and Improve's doing a ton of damage right now. Gets a mega kill, but he will go down in the end. Grabs the Aegis, however. It's YOLO and Tib to stand strong right now, but get vacuumed up to the high ground right now. Improve's going to jump right up onto Mind Control. He's going to try TP out, and he will. But man, the Sonic Wave from Queen of Pain hit everybody, and she grabbed the Aegis, and she's going to go for more. Axmo slowed down by the Shadow Strike. I don't think this guy can escape. Gets the Hand of Midas out. At least that's something. He's going to man-fight improvement, but it's Shaker to grab the kill. That's a 4-for-1 in exchange for BU. What a fight.
That was a slap on the wrist, I would say. Or even worse, actually, that was a punch in the face. Because that one really hurt. They wanted to go for Roshan. They got Roshan, but the Aegis got snatched. So they couldn't even punish the Queen of Pain by being almost instantly killed right there. She came back to the fight with the Aghanim Scepter. She even has Sonic Wave right now ready again. It was just horrible. Absolutely horrible. In such a clutch fight, you always see Burden United's draft potential, draft advantage. The wall, the vacuum, then the Sonic Wave on everyone. There is even the Echo Slam, and that was even without Blink Dagger or anything. Just imagine another Blink Dagger there. Just imagine the Earthshaker actually being the initiator, then the Queen of Pain Sonic Waving, and then the Darkseer also potentially with a with a Blink Dagger coming in with a vacuum wall, etc. Like, this is just a combination. Roshan is a complete death zone for Moscow 5. They still gave it a try, but they paid dearly for it. And to be honest, we come in a region where Moscow 5 really has to worry about the advantage Burden United has. This Roshan was one opportunity to get something back at least, but it just turned around, and now they are even more in trouble than before.
Man, the fact that BU got initiation there at all was insane. Like, there was a Fissure blocking him off, there were Cogs, yet they just charged it right through, bypassed it completely if you're the Queen of Pain, but like, usually when all your initiation routes are literally blocked off by obstacles, you don't get into that fight because you physically can't. But man, BU just go in anyway, and it works out pretty darn well for them. Landing, I think the Charge of Darkness hit like 3 or 4 people there as well, so just the value they got out of their skills, absolutely insane. Fortunately for Moscow 5, they don't lose any structures. They get the deny on the bottom lane. Yeah, they get the tower denied on the bottom lane, so I guess that's okay for Moscow 5. Don't lose the most structures, let's say, but the next fight is going to be a little bit more harsh. Should it happen in 300 gold for my nuts, a Blink Dagger on Shaker, and things get a lot more difficult. And Axmo's also not in the best of positions, but it seems like he will slip away. Force Staff is also coming out on Zai.
Oh, they might actually have a go here on improvement. Is there anything coming out? Axmo, now he has vision here, but oh, there's the hookshot. There's the telekinesis. The races have to come through, and yes, he's going down before anything else happens. Nuts. He's pulling out because that's just too hot. They already have the Queen of Pain down. This was such a slow common fight. I thought they see each other, but it was a high ground, low ground situation, and nobody was really aware of it, or Queen of Pain was just playing and toying around with her life. Fact is, they play with a tier 1 tower, and maybe even more. Then again, last time we were here, exactly in this spot, it was horrible for Moscow 5, so let's see if this one is repeating. right now we just look at pause, which is unpause right away.
Alright, Templar Assassin has an Invis rune right now, and I don't think there's... Oh, there's a sentry. There are sentries on the Moscow 5 side, but they may not see this one coming. This Templar Assassin also has an Ion Shell on her, but the tower's dropping rapidly, is fortifiable, but do you really want to fight without your Queen of Pain? Goes for the deny. Solitude may pay the price. No life break, actually, for the Huskar, and a Fissure to disengage. It's a clean tower destruction after the Queen of Pain kill, and honestly, that Queen of Pain death was completely avoidable by the Quap. She just figured, hey, here's a Clockwork. I'll see what I can do to him, but end result, not that much. So, yeah, BU end up paying quite a big price for that one, and if Moscow 5 can continuously get those picks, they'll be in a great position. The problem is that their picks are just not coming out in time. Like, the Clockwork hook shots have been missing or just not at the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. Oh, but there's a charge on the Shadow Fiend. The Queen of Pain now being on there, but, well, the Shadow Fiend's still alive. The mech is coming through. They stick charges 10. No, he does not get it through. The 17% just striking. There's the Huskar still trying to do something on Come With Me, but Come With Me could charge away if he wants to. He gets, 1, 2, 3, 4 charges. Nope, nope, that's absolutely not going this way. Solitude just popping his BKB and now going for it. There is the armlet swap. Blink forward by the Queen of Pain could actually seal this deal, but are they going into it? They don't know what's behind it, and, well, Zai just coming with the 4-staff, and that should be the end. No, it's not, because of the Shallow Grave. If he focuses on Zai, I think that's a safe kill. He's swapping again. There's the wall. The wall making it so much harder right now. Mind Control in trouble. Big Gnome also in trouble. YOLO is still somehow alive. He's toggling in and out. Well, the Earthshaker is finally finishing it, and the pure damage, too loud. That Sonic Wave. It's, wow, what a horrible fight, actually.
Yeah, Moscow 5 taking that fight, relying on the survivability of Huskar given that type of scenario is something that they can lean on quite heavily. The problem is that Huskar just doesn't do enough damage at this point. Yeah, he can hit a lot of people pretty frequently, and Burning Spears do add up, but when he's the only damage output source there, then it's just not going to happen. Big Gnome also going to get jumped by Nuts. Charges there as well. That'll connect, and that'll get the kill for Come With Me, but now he's stuck in the cogs, and he will pay the price. Probably a little bit more than they bargained for, BU, but man, Come With Me, he pretty much secured that fight for Moscow 5 with that 3-man charge. Charged through every single one of Moscow 5's heroes. Also, the wall's there, but I mean, with only Huskar and a couple supports, wall doesn't actually do that much damage in the grand scheme of things. The fact that they got that much CC out of a Spirit Breaker is absolutely insane for BU. And now the Blink Daggers on the Earthshaker, we already saw the 4-staff for the Darkseer. Showing its value, and the low cooldown of Queen of Pain's ultimate. Got 2 of them, one to kill off the Shadow Fiend, the other one to kill off the Huskar, and now looking for a third. Vacuum's available, but no wall, and if they burst down the Dazzle, then they can very easily take down the Shadow Fiend afterwards, but this tower has full HP. Where are the rest of BU? It looks like they're not in any great position. The Templar Assassin's pushing the bottom lane. Spirit Breaker is... he can charge out, but that's not going to happen, it seems like. Tower is going to not die just yet.
Well, I think they had the right feeling that something is brewing up here, that Queen of Pain was just waiting, but maybe that's also something they want to go for. The problem is there is Minot, and he's waiting to block in, but now he's going forward, and oh my god, if that's a nice Fissure block, that could be actually do something. The Dazzle just being exploded, and Shadow Fiend, well, he doesn't even get the Requiem through. He maybe wants to cast it still. Nope, the wall is just gonna finish that, and in the end, Rubik with the Glimmer Cape, he should survive. There's no vision at the moment on the Spirit Breaker. He could himself use the Shadow Amulet, which he's gonna do, and YOLO, well, he's completely alone again. Axmo tried to do something on the Queen of Pain, but he's also having to walk through the wall and whatnot, like YOLO really trying to zone him out, but there's the BKB again. The BKB, and you can't really do anything. Come With Me has a charge, which he's gonna use on YOLO right now. Glimmer Cape, gonna secure it for a tiny bit, and Zai gotta be careful, but the jump is not coming through. In the end, they're gonna lose Big Gnome, and there's another strike, holding YOLO in place, and I don't think you can armlet toggle out of this one. The fights are just so good by Burden United. The kiting of the Huskar is just perfect, and always outnumbering.
Man, I'm once again gonna give like the credit to Come With Me there. He got so many charges off, making use of the Shadow Amulet, something we don't see all the time, but with no sentries, well, seemingly for either side, the invisibility working overtime, especially for that Spirit Breaker, who was able to just hide, and then it seemed like Moscow 5 just forgot that he was there. Hookshot into Solitude is going to connect, but a quick 4-staff out is going to save him from the cog. Bounce back, and BU, they walk away with a whole lot of blood on their hands, lots of gold for them, and it's, I mean, that was even like a really bad BKB, honestly, from Solitude. Like, he got lifted up, BKB, tried to get in there, but was ultimately not in a position where he could actually do anything, but BU, if they keep on drawing out those fights, they get so many cooldowns, like 2 charges and Nether Strike. Sonic Wave, I think probably could have been used the second time there at the very tail end of it, but wasn't. So, man, BU, they're dragging out the fights super, super long, and Moscow 5, it just seems like they can't keep the heroes alive that they really need to keep alive. It's Tib, it's YOLO. They're getting brought down a lot faster than they really should be.
Well, I think they still suffer from the heritage out of the pretty much laning phase, because if you compare the roamers and the offliners, like what kind of value did we get out of this Clockwork so far? 1 clean kill on the Queen of Pain, which was also with the help of 4 others pretty much, and also the use of other cooldowns. Like, other than that, not a single hookshot actually found a target that transitioned into a good fight or just a solo kill, anything like that. If you compare that to Zai, he did so much solo action. If you compare it to my nuts, then so much solo action, and not to mention even the Spirit Breaker. His roam was always successful. His presence in the team fights, you said it already. Oh, there's a hookshot. Finally finding a value target, my nuts. Is there a 4-stuff here coming out by Zai? No, it won't be enough. The rocket is going to finish him off, but more rotations are coming. Solitude finding himself in a kind of awkward position, but Axmo taking so much damage right now. Just 1 more hit needed. He is definitely going down. And the wall again in a beautiful position here. The Shadow Fiend trying to TP out, but I think Tower should finish him off. No, it's not enough, so YOLO still going hammer, and well, Zai is going down. There's a courier, but I don't think he's falling for that bait. Solitude still with a double damage, and that should finish off a Husker, and the charge will do the disable. Nope, not even needed. It's a 3-for-3 trade. Not too bad. It could have been much worse, actually.
Yeah, the Shadow Fiend pretty lucky to get out of there with his life, but of course that's what Dazzle does. That's just his thing. Solitude is getting a dangerous amount of farm right now. He has 5k after that fight victory, and that was even with BU losing that fight without, or taking that fight without their Shaker. He was not involved in that at all. And Bignum actually going to get, well, pretty frisky. He's going to try to pick a fight with Solitude, but he's charged. Glimmer Cape, is it going to work? Well, there's no detection here, so it looks like it will. Tib's going to wind up the ultimate. That won't do too much, but it'll scare BU off at the very least. That's just about going to be the end of it. But still, BU take a fight where they're outnumbered, and with the value of the wall, which so far they've been impeccable, the Sonic Wave was held for quite a long time, but it ultimately did come out as well. And just the targeting from BU, Moscow 5 are unable to actually deal with Solitude once the BKB is popped. Granted, the BKB is dwindling in duration, but soon enough, Templar Assassin will just have so much damage with now a fresh MKB that even if she is controlled a little bit, she won't be controlled for the entire fight. Although, Heaven's Halberd, actually, that might change some things.
Oh, like, my nuts were really in danger right there. He was on a warding mission. He actually got the ward off, but that ward didn't even live to see the world. It was like 1 second old and then it died. It never went to school, so that's kind of horrible. They want to go for Roshan, but it's probably one of the worst timing you can have. There's the vision on it, and there should be the jump here. This is an easy kill on Solitude. There's a charge. You know, that Echo Slam on 4, on 5. There's the Sonic Wave. They're just cleaning up. There's good game. Bignum is completely frustrated at the moment. This was even without the wall. Zai is now coming in, trying to fight that, and there's the vacuum just to play around with them, and then he's like, YOLO, what now? Look at me, bro. And oh my god, he's just getting hexed up, and now he's just getting obliterated, but oh, look at the damage.
He's fine. And YOLO has no TP, so he's going to be up there for a long time. He doesn't have vision of Roshan. Can you even life break Roshan? I'm not sure. Are they even going to keep playing? Because this is a GG call. That was like, I saw that coming from a mile away. Like, you group up that tight. Again, in the Roshan pit, which we already went over previously, is not where you want to be fighting against Moscow 5. Literally a 5-man Echo Slam. Same thing with the Sonic Wave follow-up. Darkseer, like, he didn't use his wall because he was just too late to the party, but either way, Moscow 5 just get obliterated in the insane wombo combo. Still YOLO's up here, and it's going to be really hard to get YOLO down from here. Like, safely. Like, kill him off. Like, you can't actually bring heroes up there and kill him off easily.
The courier is waiting. But if he uses the TP, he's going to be hexed, for sure.
He has to life break someone to get down. Well, Zai and Nuts, they're coming in from the left side. YOLO. Oh, charge forward from Come With Me. No life break in time. Who's he actually going for? It's going to be Bignum. Is there any true sight this time? There has to be. There's a sentry. Bignum now spotted, but there's no real follow-up here. Stunned to Come With Me from the telekinesis, and he's taking a lot of damage right now. Spirit Breaker going to get mech'd up by Zai, and he will get force staffed away. Looks like everyone is in fact going to make a clean retreat, including the Huskar, who managed to TP out.
Yeah, Queen of Pain actually left him there. Like, I just wanted to have that fun play that he's TPing out, thinking that he's kind of safe, and Queen of Pain is just sheeping him, which means he's stuck for another at least minute whatsoever. We have no 4-stuffs, no nothing. on Moscow 5's side, and they go directly into Roshan, but this one is seen. I mean, they're psionic traps, so this is so obvious, and this is gonna hurt, but there's no Echo Slam. Well, that's the good news.
Hook shot, gonna connect on to come with me. Both of these heroes out of the fight, essentially. Solitude also gonna get lifted up before the BKB is popped. And now here comes Zai. Vacuum into the wall, into the Sonic Wave. That's gonna connect onto 2. Instantly kill off the Shadow Fiend. Yellow still fighting, but he doesn't have any allies right now. He's gonna jump to Solitude, but he gets hexed up and beaten down. Where's the Clockwork? He's gonna hook shot out of that high ground scenario right into the entirety of BU. It's a clean 5-0. Man, like, the fact that they didn't use the wall vacuum there in that first fight just let BU win 2 consecutive fights. Once with the Echo Slam, second time with the wall. Of course, the Sonic Wave is always going to be up. If they didn't call GG after the first one, now they're going to be close to demoralized enough to call it now.
I mean, yeah, demoralized is the right word, because at the moment they're just getting played with. We are looking at a 15,000 lead at the moment by Burden United. And this is not even the updated craft. This is going to plummet even further down after this Roshan, after this tier 2. The tier 2 is not going to be contested, that's for sure. And I also have to question the item choices at the moment by Axmo, for example. I mean, you play in a game where you didn't have any impact on the Clockwork with your hook shots, because you missed them so often. Now he's going for Arcanum Scepter. Either that is to compensate that he misses them quite often, or I don't know. Bignum, however, he's sheeped, and there is the Arcanum Sonic Wave, easily finishing off Bignum just after he came back from the fountain. Tier 3 is also lost. Shadow Fiend being charged here, and oh, look at Solitude. He really wants to go for that Dazzle. One hit, Shadow Grave already had to come out. The Requiem being charged, but 17% in the face, and another hook shot directly under the tier 4 towers. Missed by Axmo. He's trying to hold the TA, of course, here. The pushback will not even work, so yeah, I think Solitude is totally fine with Zai just using the 4 stuff. And another... okay, never mind that.
Well, they're going to continue the fight, and that's going to jump right in, stun up Yellow, sheep him up as well. Huskar still alive somehow, given his regen, but he's going to die eventually, as will Axmo. It's a feeding frenzy right now. Like Moscow 5, they're going to lose all their heroes again, and hey, there's a second GG call. I wonder if this one's serious. Mind Control not even going to TP back to the base while in his base. Gets interrupted there. BU once again lose absolutely nothing except for the Aegis, but that's what it's for. That was a convincing game, man. That was definitely a little bit more of what I would expect given BU's players, and it's going to bring them to a game 3.
Yep, but still, like, I highly suggest not to pick X, I say.
Axe?
Clockwork.
Why the hate?
Like,
dude?
that Clockwork was really a disaster pick for them. It just never worked out. He had a bad time in the offline, and then from there on, it also just never had any impact. Any other hero would have been probably better. They had some good plays here and there, but yeah, the Roshan pretty much gave them the last thing. That was demoralization right there, and of course getting just killed one by one.
Let's just hope they're not on tilt, because there's going to be a third and final game. Loser is out of the tournament, so the stakes are pretty high here. I'm Mikelorus. I've been joined by Heflamoke, and we'll both be right back for Game 3 between BU and Moscow 5. Don't go anywhere, guys.